Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and it's Tuesday, which means it's time for our weekly tier list Tuesday. And considering we're now about a quarter of the way through the NHL season, I said at the start of yesterday's video, we are going to be tier listing how the 2025 unrestricted free agency class is shaping up, how some of these signings are looking. So let's get to our tier list. We got Steele. This is millions of dollars of surplus value on these deals. Good deal. Pretty solid, nice little find by you guys. Fair value. It's about break even, what you gave the player in terms of AAV. In term, not good, but it's only like maybe $1 to $2 million in negative value. And then just a horrendous signing. You're stuck with this for multiple years, multiple millions of dollars every single year being hemorrhaged. So yeah, let's get into it. And with this, these are the guys that hit unrestricted free agency on July 1st. So Mitch Marner, he was traded and then technically re-signed by the Vegas Golden Knights. Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, all re-signings. They didn't actually hit the open market. Someone like Brock Besser did hit the open market, so he will count for this. So let's get into it. Obviously, I wanted Jonathan Toews. He's somewhere on this. I know he signed, I think, before July 1st, but he's technically a free agent. He just was not previously with another team. Up first, Christian Dvorak, 1 year, $5.4 million. You know that Christian Dvorak has 13 points right now in 19 games with the Philadelphia Flyers. I heavily criticized this, but yeah, he's healthy. He's playing pretty damn good. Him and Trevor Zegras have really actually found some nice chemistry. Do I expect him to put up 55, 60 points on the season? No, but he's a pretty solid second line center right now for Philadelphia. And if things go south, they can probably move off him at the deadline, retain 50%, and get like a second round pick. So pretty damn good by the Philadelphia Flyers. Jack Roslovic. This has been a steal thus far. Now, granted, he has been able to play with McDavid and Draisaitl, but he has 15 points right now for the Edmonton Oilers at only $1.5 million. It's kind of wild that this guy, like, nobody wanted him this summer. Maybe his ask was just far too high because he had 20 and 20 last year on the Carolina Hurricanes. He doesn't even have an updated ESPN headshot, so I have to use the one on Carolina. But yeah, he's a very talented offensive player, only making $1.5 million. Good job by the Edmonton Oilers going bargain hunting because other guys like Matthew Savoy, Isaac Howard, and Trent Frederick have not exactly stepped up like you would expect. And as a result, Roslovic has been gifted with top 6 minutes and has really ran with it. And we'll see if he gets a decent contract next summer. Brock Besser, 7 years, $7.25 million. He has 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points right now. That's just like kind of what you got to expect from Brock Besser. I think it's perfectly fair. He's a goal-scoring top 6 winger that can get you like 25 goals, 60 to 65 points every single season as long as he has somewhat decent center play around him. It's not some kind of steal. It's not some kind of bad deal. It's a fair value deal. Gustav Nyquist, 1 year, $3.25 million, only has 5 points right now and 0 goals in 19 games. So not good. You could say maybe horrible signing. It is only a 1 year deal, so I'm not going to like kill the Winnipeg Jets. But yeah, considering they badly need depth scoring, that's probably one of their big concerns. That is one of their big concerns. He has not really filled that void thus far. Brian Dumoulin, he's on a 3-year deal at $4 million. He's actually been like decent now that he's away from Cody Ceci. At the start of the season, which we'll get to Cody Ceci, they were like the worst pair in the entire NHL, but then he started to play with Drew Doughty, and he's actually been okay, like a $3 to $4 million defenseman. So I kind of crushed Holland a decent amount this summer when he signed that deal. You can maybe go not good because he is in his mid-30s and still has 2 years left. But I think right now it's teetering between the two. I'm actually going to put it in not good. Ryan Lindgren, he's actually been pretty solid for the Seattle Kraken thus far. A 4-year deal at $4.5 million. He's been much better than expected. He's been back to his early New York Rangers days where he actually was a very solid defensive defenseman. You can't really ask much offensively from him, but I think that he's actually lived up to his contract thus far. And although he seems like an older player, he's still only like 27 years old, just has so many goddamn injuries racked up on his body. But yeah, it's actually been pretty solid. Another deal that I chat on a decent amount that has actually looked pretty solid. Jeff Skinner, 1 year, $3 million. He has 7 points in 17 games. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to give you like 30 to 35 points. You're probably going to trade him at the deadline for like a 3rd round pick. It's not good. It's not horrible by any stretch. It is what it is. Brandon Tanev has been pretty horrible. 3 years at $2.75 million, 1 point thus far, and he has been a -8. He is not that good of a player at this point. I don't know. I get for maybe like the locker room presence within Utah, you bring in a guy like that, but at the end of the day, he is not an effective, he's not even that good of a fourth liner anymore. And you gave him decent term in his mid 30s at a low end third line kind of AAV at $2.75 million. I was not a fan of this deal at the time, and it has aged even worse than I expected. I expected like the final 2 years of this deal, you'd be like, we got to move off this guy. It's like year 1, game 19. You're already like, holy shit, this deal stinks. Anthony Beauvillier, 2 years, $2.75 million. The production hasn't been there, only 5 points in 19 games thus far, but I still think he's a solid player. Whenever I watch Anthony Beauvillier, and I obviously watch him a lot when he's on my New York Islanders, and even nowadays, I still think he can be an effective third liner for them. I'm not just going to look at the points and be like, oh, this is a bust. I think he's going to pick it up. And everybody on Washington is kind of having a bit of a slow start offensively, so I'm not going to solely pick on him and say that it's some kind of shit contract. Corey Perry, 1 year, 2.5. I believe that there's bonus money that can take this to $4 million. And with the way that he's playing, that bonus money is probably going to hit, and you're perfectly fine with that, considering the fact that this guy has 12 points in 14 games thus far, has been an absolute revelation. 8 goals thus far. It has been very cool to watch Corey Perry just absolutely cook. Actually, my bad. It's 7 goals and 5 assists, 12 points in 14 games. And yeah, the Worm somehow still has it. At 40 years old, he is still a very effective middle sixer and playing like 15 minutes a night for LA Kings. Pius Suter, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points in 19 games thus far, 2 years, $4.125 million. I don't know why Vancouver let this guy go and why they went out and traded for Evander Kane, who makes $1 million more and giving up like a 4th-round pick to get him. But yeah, he's a very good third-line center, and that's very important to a lot of teams in the NHL. The rest of St. Louis has been kind of a dumpster fire, but he's lived up to his contract, and yeah, should be a $5 to $5.5 million player these next 2 seasons, giving you like 20 and 20-ish, as well as solid defense. So yeah, that was wild that they did not keep him. Nate Schmidt has also been pretty damn good for the Utah Mammoth. 3 years, $3.5 million, has been that puck-moving defenseman that they kind of needed on that third pair, and Sean Thursey has gotten hurt yet again, so he's had to play a pretty sizable role. I think he's playing like 21 minutes a night, and has handled it pretty well for the Utah Mammoth thus far. Alex Lyon has been a very, very good deal for the Buffalo Sabres. Maybe the one thing that has gone right for the Buffalo Sabres thus far. 1 year, $1.5 million, $1.5 million, has a 907 right now in like 13 games. Only problem is he's not getting any goal support, or his defense just stinks in front of him, so they've lost the majority of his games. Mikael Granlund, he has 9 points in 9 games thus far, so some people might want to throw him in good deal or a steal. He is still making $7 million in the next 3 years and is in his mid-30s. We'll see if this production continues. I don't think him, Kreider, and Trouba are going to keep on balling out to this rate. But yeah, he's an effective offensive top sixer, and that's kind of what they paid him on a 3-year deal at $7 million. So I think it's pretty solid value right now. Mason Appleton is making, $2.75 million. It's solid. He started in fights with Jonathan Quick at the end of the games against the New York Rangers. He can play in your bottom 6. It's perfectly fine. Next up, we got Andrew Mangiapane in his 2-year deal at $3.6 million. And I wouldn't hate you if you put him in a horrible signing. He has 7 points right now in 21 games, again, at a decent AAV at $3.6 million. They had to bring in a guy like Jack Roslovic because they realized, oh, Mangiapane's not quite up to snuff. It's crazy. This guy had 35 goals back in 2022. Or was that 2020? Yeah, 2022. I'm going to put it in not good. He's still a solid 2-way player, but yeah, he has not played close to his dollar amount despite being given some opportunities to do so. It's been unfortunate. Tanner Jeannot, it hasn't been horrible. He has 9 points in 21 games thus far. I don't think that that's very sustainable, and his underlying numbers are not good. And he signed for 5 years at $3.4 million. So I'm still going to go with horrible. It's gotten better than I expected. From my expectations were literally on the floor, below the floor, in the basement. But yeah, it's not as bad. Justin Brazeau, you got to go with the steal for this guy. 2 years, $1.5 million before he got hurt. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points in 12 games. He's like a 6'5" power forward. Very good snag by Mr. Dubas. Anton Forsberg is making only like $1.5 million to be the backup, and he has an .890 save percentage, so you're a little bit underwhelmed. You're not kicking yourself over this, but it has definitely not been that good. Jonathan Drouin, 2 years, $4 million. The Islanders' bias is coming out, but I don't think it's that bias, considering this guy has handled top 6 minutes alongside Bo Horvat. and he's really helped Bo Horvat play some of the best hockey of his entire career. Right now, he has 15 points for my New York Islanders. Brett Burns has been pretty good on a one-year deal at $1 million. He has 10 points in 19 games. Colorado has been absolutely amazing, and he's been handling like 21 minutes a night, so that's been pretty encouraging to see. I can't say steal of a deal because it only has 1 year, but on a one-year deal, veteran guy. Very good deal by Colorado. Orlov, he's getting paid a lot. He's exceeded expectations, but he is getting paid 2 years, $6.5 million. He has 10 points being on that top power play. It's still not good. It's good for like San Jose in terms of the guy before Dickinson and Cagnani are ready to be like the top power play guy, but on like any other team, you get like when you apply the context, not that bad, but we are just looking at the player and the dollar sign. And although he has exceeded expectations, he's still not worth $6.5 million. Nikolai Ehlers, 6 years, $8.5 million. People are going to look at, he only has 12 points thus far. He's not nearly worth this money. He did get off to a slow start, not scoring his first 5 games. But since then, he has like 12 points in 14 games and like 8 in his last 6. And especially with Ehlers going from the way that he played in Winnipeg to a Rod Brindamore system was going to be a bit of an adjustment. I still think it's a fair value for a guy that is a good borderline elite first liner. Jonathan Toews, he's still getting acclimated to the NHL. At least that's what, if you're a Winnipeg Jets fan, that's what you're justifying his poor play right now. His bonus money is going to make this a one-year deal at around $4.5 to $5 million. So he's not even that cheap because his bonus money is all like games played incentives, and he's already playing basically every single game. So yeah, he's not the answer at second line center. He hasn't even been that good of a third line center. 8 points, 18 games. The analytics have been bad. So I don't think I'm a hater for saying not good. Cody Cease has been playing better of late on his 4-year deal at $4.5 million, but he's still a bad defenseman at the end of the day. He's a bad third-pairing defenseman. That's making second-pair money. Vladar has started to go down in terms of his stats, but still has like a .909 save percentage and has still been the best goaltender on the Philadelphia Flyers, the best goaltender that they've had in a year and a half. So I still think it's a good deal. They eventually need to get their starter of the future, whether that's with the prospects or bring someone else in. But I mean, considering they're only playing him like $3 million the next 2 seasons, it's a pretty solid deal. And then Anthony Mantha, 1-year deal at $2.5 million. He's been very good. Has 14 points right now. They'll probably be able to trade him for like a second-round pick, maybe even a first-round pick if teams are so desperate, and him at half retained only $1.25 million. Where I'm going to go with like it's a steal. Some other teams should have been in on Mantha. I know that he's coming off a torn ACL, but yeah, when this guy is healthy, he's a pretty effective top 6 player, and the Pittsburgh Penguins, like a rebuilding team should, even though now they're in like a playoff race, got him for 1 year at $2.5 million. So good on them. But yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think. I'm blocking out Forsberg and Orlov right now. Let me know. Not the most eventful 2025 unrestricted free agency, and 2026 is not looking much better. We got guys like Kempe and Natchez signing recently. Let me know in the comments what do you think. I'll be seeing you next one. Peace.